The door slammed shut, and the air turned heavy. The landlady's eyes burned with cold authority, while her daughter's friend whispered a chilling line, "Now you're ours." But they had no idea who they had trapped inside that room, *** before we start today's story. Leave a comment below and let us know which city you're watching from. And at the end, don't forget to rate it from 0 to 10. Now, sit back, relax, and enjoy the story. ***, the door closed with a sharp finality, locking him inside a moment that seemed both suffocating and endless. His landlady stood firm, her posture rigid with power, and beside her, her daughter's friend watched with an unsettling mixture of curiosity and control. Their words echoed in the silence, "Now you're ours," to anyone else. It may have seemed like a small act of dominance, a petty attempt to corner a man who owed little and asked for nothing. But for Daniel, a quiet veteran carrying scars deeper than anyone in that room could see, the phrase felt like a spark against dry tinder. He said nothing. He never did. Silence had been his companion on the battlefield, where noise meant danger and stillness meant survival. His silence now was not weakness, it was power waiting to be understood. Daniel had been a soldier once, a medic in a war far from home. He had carried the wounded through smoke and fire, felt the weight of brothers who never made it back, and listened to the last words of men too young to leave this world. At night, the cries of the fallen still filled his dreams. By day, he carried himself with quiet dignity, refusing to burden anyone with his pain. When he came back, the world moved on without him. Jobs disappeared, friends grew distant, and the small apartment he rented from his landlady became less a home and more a shelter. He paid his dues faithfully, repaired broken pipes with his own hands, even shoveled snow from her walkway without being asked. Yet here he stood, treated not as a tenant, but as property. The daughter's friend sneered, circling him as though daring him to resist. The landlady crossed her arms, waiting for him to bend. Around them, silence filled the space, pressing down heavier than any insult. No one outside that door would ever know what passed inside. But Daniel did not flinch. His gaze was steady, his breathing calm. He had faced fire, chaos, and storms of steel. This was nothing compared to the battlefields carved in his memory. You stand tall when the world tries to break you. His sergeant's voice from long ago whispered in his mind. Dignity is louder than any weapon. Minutes passed, though they felt eternal. The two women grew restless, unsettled by his quiet strength. Power crumbles not when it is met with rage, but when it is swallowed by unshakable stillness. Then came the shift, a knock on the door. Another tenant, an old man from down the hall, called out Daniel's name with concern. Others began gathering, voices murmuring. The building's silence had broken, and the women's small empire of intimidation shattered under the weight of unseen witnesses. The landlady opened the door, and instead of finding Daniel defeated, she found neighbors watching. Their eyes carried questions, and slowly, judgment. Shame has a way of spreading in silence. Heavier than thunder, Daniel stepped forward, his head unbowed, his voice finally breaking the quiet with words that would linger long after You may lock a door, but you cannot own a man's soul. The hall fell still. Neighbors exchanged looks of quiet respect. The landlady lowered her eyes, and her daughter's friend slipped back into the shadows. In that moment, Daniel was no longer just the quiet veteran who rented a room. He was the embodiment of a truth too often forgotten, that real strength does not shout. It stands unbroken until the world has no choice but to listen. Silence is not surrender, he thought. It is the loudest form of courage. And as he walked past them, the building itself seemed to bow in acknowledgement. The door that once tried to hold him now swung open, a symbol of freedom no one could take away. Respect is not a gift. It is a right earned by the humanity we share. Daniel's silence was never weakness, it was unshakable honor. His story reminds us that behind every quiet face, there may be battles we'll never see, and victories that come without a single word spoken. Where are you watching this from? Share your thoughts below. And if this story moved you, subscribe for more. Tales that honor silent heroes who walk among us every day. Asterisk.